Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen once again. Yeah, I'm making 3 videos this week. How about that? Would have been 4 because I just got done making a big batch of chili for the Legion for the Super Bowl. But I already have a video for my chili. You can check it out in the list. Today, I want to talk about the fire halls and Lent coming up. Here in Pennsylvania, it's pretty popular for the fire halls and clubs and different restaurants too to have fish fries on Fridays. Because on Friday, certain people aren't supposed to eat fish. Unfortunately, this year, a lot of them are being canceled because of supply and demand and prices and all kinds of different reasons. And a lot of our communities that are up in arms, they want their fish fries, they want their fish fries. Well, if it's not possible, it's not possible. It is what it is. Moving on. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to teach you how to make your own fish at home the same way they do it at the fire halls. Now, there's 2 ways to do it. The way I'm going to show you today is a beer batter fish. It's a softer crust. I prefer it. There is another way to do it where you use breadcrumbs. So all I'm going to say about it is it's not much different. When you see me get into the recipe and what I'm doing, after I dip it into I'll go to the flour, I'll go to the egg, then, well, okay, instead of the last step, you're going to use breadcrumbs instead of my beer batter. That's basically what I want to say. So you could just do that because I'm not going to do both of them. It's too long of a video, and everybody knows I'm famous for being long-winded. So anyway, let's get into the video right now. I'm going to teach you how to make your own fish fry. Here we go. So the fish we're going to use today is halibut. You can get this at any grocery store. You can get it at the deli fresh or the butcher shop fresh, or you can get it in the frozen food aisle usually. You could use cod too. Cod or haddock is about the standard for what the fish fries use in this local area. But if you buy this for yourself, always buy the fillets. Don't buy the loins, and I'll tell you why. The loins are a lot thicker and tougher to chew on, and they take a little longer to cook, and it's just my personal preference is the fillets are better than the loins. Now this is halibut, and when I was blotting it off, I put it on paper towels and I blotted the water off of it. And ordinarily I would not salt my fish, but since this fish seems to be not falling apart, but it seems to be a little bit soft, I want to put a little salt on it. And what that'll do, just a little bit, not a lot, what that'll do, that'll toughen that up so whenever I cook it, it won't fall apart in my fryer. So I blotted this off with paper towels, I put some salt on it. Now we're going to set that aside and I'll show you how to make the batter. So you'll notice we have 2 pans sitting out. You might be thinking, well, if we're making beer batter fish, why do we need 2 pans? That's easy. One is going to be for a cup of flour. That's how we're going to pre-treat our fish before it goes in the batter. It's going to help our batter stick to the fish. And just about a cup. You don't have to super measure it out, just as long as you have enough to do whatever fish you're choosing to do. In this case, we're doing 4 pieces. So I just need enough flour in there. Yes, my sister is very, very old, but it works. In fact, I don't think a cup is enough. I'm going to go a cup and a half as I get it all over my countertop. Every time I fry stuff, I make a mess. So there's a cup and a half in there. This is going to take some flour too. I'm going to put a cup and a half in there. That should work. There's a half a cup. 1 cup. Didn't prepare too well for this, did I? So there's a cup and a half in this one too. This is going to be our beer batter one. And I sipped it because, well, it's just how I was taught. I don't really have a good reason why I'm sipping it. If you don't have one of these, you can pour it through a regular metal colander strainer. Now there's one thing I forgot to dig out. Hopefully it's where I need it. It's right here. In your regular flour, you want to put about a tablespoon and a half of cornstarch. Tablespoon and a half in your dry flour. In your wet flour, which is this one here, we're going to put baking powder. Not baking soda, you want baking powder. Double acting is even better. I'm just going to put a huge, what is this? Half a tablespoon. Just put a bunch in there like that. It doesn't have to be measured perfect. In fact, I couldn't tell you what the exact measurement is if you paid me. So this is all this is your flour and cornstarch. If you want to, you can put a little salt in there. I'm not going to. So this is our dry stuff. As far as I'm concerned, the dry stuff's ready. I'm going to set it aside over here. Now we're going to work on our wet stuff, which right now is just flour and baking powder. We're going to have some spices. We are going to go with a little onion powder. You don't know what I'm putting in? Call it a tablespoon. Garlic powder, tablespoon. This is where we get the salt from. I like to use seasoned salt. You can use regular salt if you want to, and that's about a teaspoon. You can put more in there if you want. It's no exact measurement. A little cayenne pepper just for some kick. I'd say that's about a quarter teaspoon. And we're just going to mix that up. And that's all that goes in that. But wait a minute, Bruce. It's beer batter fish. What'd you do? Go drink all the beer again? I got to go get beer. Darn. Okay, I'm back. I got the beer. You can use any kind of beer you want in here. Some people like to use a lager. Gives it a heavier flavor. I'm just using a basic light beer right now. I'm going to pour some in, not the whole can. I might want to drink that. And I'm just going to mix it in here. See what we got. This you kind of just got to go. I just put flour all over me. You got to kind of go touch and feel with this. It's you want the texture to come out in the end like pancake batter. That's a good one. I'm sure everybody's mixed pancakes before. You want it to come out like pancake batter. So this is still a little too thick. Did I put black pepper in this? I did not. I did not put black pepper in there. You got to put black pepper in there. My favorite thing in a fish batter is about, I don't know, teaspoon and a half of black pepper. And you definitely want to put some kind of salt in there because that's what's going to act with your baking powder. A little more beer. Still on the first can, just so you know. Okay, starting to get nice and thinner, more like the consistency that I want, which is pancake batter. Yeah, I think we're about good. Now, we don't want to use this right this second. I want that liquid to soak in and activate that baking powder. So, we're doing the switch thing again. Back to my dry stuff. I'm going to move this down here. And let's get this on camera. We are going to dry bread our fish. As soon as I can figure out the zoom button. That'll work. Once again, here's 4 pieces of fish. And I need another pan to set them on. No, you know what? I can go ahead and use the same one. It won't hurt. Because we're not cooking it yet. I'm going to fold this over, get this fish out of the way so I can set it back down. Now you just take your piece of fish, see, and we're going to put that into flour. Let me set over there, you can see better. Just, they call it lightly dredging. I'm just going to move it around. You make sure everything is touched with the flour. I don't want to clump the flour on here, so we're going to give it a little shake here at the end. And as you can see, it's got a nice little covering of flour. That's one. And do the second one. Now, as I said in the intro, if you were going to, if you like the breadcrumbs better than the beer batter, what you would do differently is the same thing I'm doing up to this point, except for the wet batter. Ignore the wet batter. You would get some eggs, mix them up in a cup, or whatever pan you wanted to use. We would go into this flour, then into the egg, and then right into your breadcrumbs. And that's how you would do that. But today, we decided to do the beer batter fish because of, well, because my wife told me to. She likes this better. So, can't argue with the woman. Or man, I guess, I don't know. I don't know anything. I've only been married 13 years. So there, that's done. As you can see, it can be quite a mess. So I'm going to wash my hands and we'll get back to the next step. Okay, this part gets a little messy too. But, you know, no risk, no reward. You take a piece of fish that we've already put in the flour. I'm just going to sink it in this batter. Want to get that batter everywhere on it. And you'll see from sitting here the batter start to bubble up just a little bit. Now, when you put it in, you want the fat side going into the oil first, because it doesn't take long for this fish to cook. So you want the fat side to cook in, keeping an even cooking all the way to the thin part. I'm holding this here on purpose. I'm letting the excess drip off. When it slows down dripping off, then we can put it in our oil. Now this is a fryer. I got it up to 350. That's what I normally use. And you can use a pan if you want to. Put about 1.5 inches of water in and heat it to 350 if you have a thermometer. Or do the batter test, which just drop a little batter in there, see if it fries. So alright, this is ready to go in. We're going to go back and forth, and back. And gently put it in the grease so you don't burn yourself. And we're just going to go keep doing that with the pieces we have here. It's good to have your paper towels and your rags nearby because this will get all over your fingers. Cover up every little bit. You got the fat side down. Fat is in thick part. Don't just drop it into your fryer. You want to go back and forth. You'll see it's going to start cooking. I need to let it go. I got to watch my fingers because that first piece is just about ready. Definitely. But it looks like this one's done. So I'm going to take it out and set it on my drying rack to drain the rest of that grease off. And wait for this one too. Now this one's taking a little longer because it's thicker on this end up here. Nice and golden brown. Put that in my cooling rack. It's not really a cooling rack, it's actually a crisping tray, but I love using it. I'll fast forward through this. I'm going to cook the other two, and then I'm going to show you a neat trick. And there we have a nice pan full of fresh fried fish for our fish fry. Now, if you remember, I told you I was going to show you something neat here at the end. You have a lot of leftover batter here that we didn't use. Look what I found. A piece of the fish must have broken off. Alright, well, fish nugget, we'll cook that up. But what I want to show you is, you can take this batter and drizzle it into your oil. Have you ever gone to Long John Silver's and they get those crunchies? I always order them on the side. Well, that's exactly what this is. Just dribble it right into the oil. Take a couple spoonfuls, la 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 la. You can put in as much as you want or as little as you want, it doesn't matter. Just do a little bit like that so I can show you what they look like. You want to get yourself a spider or some way to scoop them out safely. You can't use your hand. Maybe a slotted spoon, that might work. Just going to give them a little dance around there. You don't need the basket because they float immediately. Oh yeah. And this is in real time. It only takes about maybe 30 seconds. Not even that. Look at that. They're already ready. And look at that. You got your Long John Silver's crunchies. Put them on a paper towel to drain. You don't want to put them in a drying rack or a cooling rack. They'll fall right through. You got a little bonus for your fish. You can make as many or as little as you want to. The kids love these. That was just in 30 seconds of messing around here. I'm even going to do another shot of them. Now, is this a Long John Silver's recipe? No. This is just a very simple batter recipe, beer batter recipe, that anybody can make at home. If you try it, let me know. I like when people try my recipes. I usually do these things pass or fail. Today is definitely going to be a pass. My little chicken. Ooh, I forgot about my little fish nugget back there. There's my little fish nugget come out nice and golden brown too. We'll set that with the fish. Where's my fish? Oh, it's over here in the drying rack. And there it is, all done. Fish right there in the front. I hope you can see it. I don't have a good angle. But that is how to do your own fish fry. I'm getting ready to taste this. I've made some French fries. I don't think you need a tutorial on how to make French fries. And but yeah, I'm dying to break into this fish. So I figured I'd do it in front of y'all so we can see what it looks like. Nice crunch on it so far. Ooh, look at that. Is it focusing? Look at that. Looks tasty, nice and done. Oh, that's hot. It's so good though. That's all there is to making this. Oh, so good. The breading stayed nice and stuck to the fish because of the cornstarch we used. And the breading also raised nice because of the baking powder and salt that we put in there. And these crunchies, they're very light and fluffy. No surprise about that. I like them a lot. You know what would go good with this is malt vinegar. That's what they did at Long John Silver's actually too. I wasn't really trying to imitate Long John Silver's, but honestly this kind of comes close. So, alright, well hey, I'm not going to make this a long outro. Please like and share, comment if you want to. I could use some subscribers if you know somebody wants to join, or if you haven't joined yet, click that subscribe button for more recipes and everything like that. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'll catch you next time. I forgot, I still have this.